If so many join. Okay, so I think we were discussing on strategic fit, right? Okay, so what do you understand about the strategic fit? Yes, Atharv?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other? Anybody else? Nivati?
So basically, how well your strategies match your goal.
Mm, okay, it's not the matching of strategy with goals, but strategic fits talks about the fitting between different strategies. The concept is that now, as we have seen that there are different strategies for different goals. As here now we have seen that now in fact now this is a bit moderation here. Now these competitive strategies now the are concerned with the new product development, marketing, or supplier, and another strategy is the supply chain strategy. Then when we are talking about the strategies is nothing but now it is the action plan now, as we have discussed already. So what we are looking for the match between different strategies of different from different aspects or different segments. As suppose that now there are basically two things now when we talk about the supply chains. Now the supply chains are maybe classified depending upon the expectations. Based on the expectations of supply chain, the supply chains can be classified as responsive supply chains and efficient supply chains. Now we will go into details of what is responsiveness and efficiency now in detail later on and in later part. But the basic thing with difference between the responsiveness and efficiency is that responsive supply chains are supply chains now which take care of the customer requirements more than the cost, and efficient supply chains now the basically uh, focuses now on the outputs. As we have seen that I'll not say only cost, but it basically focuses upon outputs, because we talk efficiency in terms of ratio of output upon input, and output can be expressed in different terminologies. Input can be measured now in terms of different terminologies, and so efficient supply chains are more focused now on the inputs or outputs. And if you measure the inputs and outputs in any terminology, at the end it goes to financial aspects or economic aspects. And so it is mostly concerned or discussed now as a cost factor. But in broad sense, now it can be anything. So when suppose now if we are defining supply chain strategies that we want to, as if you take the example of Walmart, then their competitive supply chain strategy will be to distribute a large number of products at cheaper cost. And so we see two aspects in that. Now large variety, so there should not be any missing of the products now which Walmart does not supply. And second thing is that now it should be at cheaper cost. When we talk about cheaper cost, then accordingly we should have the marketing strategy or supplier strategy or manufacturing strategy which will support our supply chain strategy. So that is a strategic way. So यदि आप बोलते हैं कि हमें cheaper cost पे product sell करना है, तो then you have to find out the purchasing strategy. Your purchasing strategy should be made on that, or your inventory strategy or production strategy should be aligned with that. So if suppose now we are talking about cheaper cost, then the first thing is that now you should purchase now at cheaper cost. And if you want to purchase at cheaper cost, the ways now which will help you to reduce the cost in purchasing of the materials now they should be adopted, and they should be part of your purchasing strategy of the organization. So maybe that now you are purchasing more in quantities and you are storing at your goods. Or maybe that now you are adopting some ways now by having some agreements now with the company that you will be giving orders directly to them and they will supply to customers and this will not be stored. So whatever way you find out where this I'm sorry, cost can be reduced, now they should be a part of your purchasing strategy. Similarly, manufacturing strategy, similarly packaging strategy. If the cost is concerned, then definitely you should think on the on the packaging materials and way through which it is delivered to the product. Your transportation strategy again should align with the cost strategy. So if, as we are saying in case of Walmart, now the Walmart cannot think of giving a delivery of one product now or single products now to the customers. And so we have also seen that now even if you see the Amazon's strategy in India also, you see that now or some online business company strategies, then if you are giving order of for above certain price, then they will give you free delivery. So this is part of their supply chain strategy. So this is alignment. So then it suits or it makes your supply chain competitive. I'm not specifically using the word efficient, because again it depends. Now, if suppose now in some cases now you are giving more importance to responsiveness as compared to that of cost or efficiency, then in that case now you should think of now giving a special delivery or special packaging, or maybe very short lead times, or maybe your written policies now they should align to that. So this is what is expected in strategic strategic fit. So this is what is if objected, or if this is objective decided, then in that case now we have to see that now the how this can be achieved. Now, in order to have a strategic fit, now you need to change your some of the strategies now the whenever required. Now as we have seen in this example that now the Dell had changed. As I said you that now the already now the Dell was having very responsive supply chain. So their strategy for giving products now there was n number of variety, means there was infinite variety. Whatever you demand, you come, you give your configurations. Now they will assemble the product and they will deliver you within a short time. But this strategy was not much beneficial to the organization as far as their uh, business transactions are concerned or the quantities are concerned. So they'll observe that now the over the time this strategy is not doing well for the expected growth of the organization, and then they have started distributing their products to Walmart or some other distribution networks. Now they were then there were constraints that now then you cannot ask the Walmart to assemble and give pieces as per requirement, isn't it? Now the what you have to do in that case, now you have to assemble the products, you have to define the product configurations, and according to that configurations these products will be made available at Walmart. So that is what is required now whenever now we are talking about strategic fit. Now, how this can be achieved? Now, there are three basic steps. Now, I think we have discussed yesterday also. Understanding the customer and supply chain uncertainty. See, this is very important because this uncertainty is very uncertainly affecting on the performance of the supply chains. Because if it is it is a part, and you have to consider that. If you are not considering uncertainty, then you cannot increase the prices now because there is a change in the market conditions now frequently now as in case of agriculture products. तो ये सब्जी का भाव तो आप देखते हैं कि आज कुछ अलग रहता है, कल कुछ अलग रहता है. It depends upon the situation. If there is no availability of the crops, then you will see the surges in the prices of these products. So this is because of the uncertainty, and this is happening because of the unorganization or the unorganized way in which now this agriculture supply chain is handled. So if you think about the agriculture supply chain as far as now the Indian markets are concerned, now this is really very complex supply chain and very uncertain supply chain, and this is unorganized supply chain, and not much work is done in that case, and it is really very difficult to have some strategy for supply chain. If you look at the new uh, this three laws, agriculture crop laws now which government has implemented and then taken back because of the opposition. You just go through these recommendations, and if you technically think on the recommendations, if you professionally think on these recommendations now apart from the political aspects, then you will realize that now yes, now that supply chain part was considered now in that distribution of these goods, and some networks, some transportation, some markets, and some professionalism was brought into that. I'm not sure what would have its effect on the total agriculture industry, but if we think from technological point of view or professionalism aspects, then it would have helped for the uncertainties, and uncertainties might have reduced now because of that. So this is uncertainty is directly affecting on the cost. Are you getting? मतलब वहां पे जितना uncertainty रहेगा उतना uncertainty यहाँ पे direct customer पे आएगा, and then customers are not happy. But it is essential product. You have to purchase the crops and vegetables, so we purchase it, or it again affects that. नहीं ये महंगा हो गया तो हम बहुत टाइम पे ऐसा करते हैं कि नहीं ये सब्जी अभी नहीं खाने की. So you might have seen the changes in the prices of onion now over the year, and so this is not acceptable now the for other products. Now the आप suppose now the कोई भी product आप लेने जाते हैं, suppose एक certain electronic products है, automobiles है, mobiles है, so every day is now the variation in price आप expect नहीं करेंगे, isn't it? And so that is not acceptable in those industries, and so your supply chain should have capability to accept these uncertainties and effect of these uncertainties on the cost. तो उतना cost variation आपको bear करना पड़ेगा. So that is why now whenever now you decide your supply chain strategies, now this uncertainty now this should be considered. Sorry, while deciding your supply chain strategies. Then second part of achieving strategic fit is understanding the supply chain capabilities. Yes, no, you should know capabilities. It means that you take example that now suppose now there is uncertain, uh, because of uncertainty there is a reduction in demand. So in that case, what will happen? You might have given orders to your suppliers, and supplier might have manufacture the products for you. You have to receive this material and you have to store. So in that case, now you will need more storage capacities now for these products, or it may also affect now on the incomes now of the organization. And for that period, now you should have capability to withstand that period. On the contrary, it may also happen that now the demand is increased now drastically by whatever reason. In that case also you should have suppliers on which can supply materials on emergency basis, and that is why this is one of the reasons on why industries now they go for multiple suppliers, so that now this kind of uncertainties now they can be handled. And so see how strategic, why we are discussing it in strategic fit is because of this uncertainty. आपको suppliers भी ऐसे find out करना है, और your supplier strategy now they should consider now this fact that the supplier should supply the materials whenever required now on emergency basis, urgent basis, maybe with the same cost or maybe with the higher cost. So while deciding price now you can decide the flexible pricing of these products, क्योंकि ये तो हर time your supplier also will not accept that now you are giving order anytime for any quantity and you are expected to supply materials with the agreed cost. So that may be not professionally also it will not be possible, and financially it will not be possible. So in that case now the flexible pricing also can be decided, that if you are giving orders now suppose 3 days in advance or before that, then this will be price. If you are giving orders only 2 days advance, this will be price. 1 day advance, this is the price. So this can be a part of supplier strategy. Are you getting the strategic fit? So similarly, the strategies now the of all these aspects now they will depend upon what is your supply chain strategy, and this is required now in order to reduce the gap between the different strategies. Now, this is what is in order to understand the customer demand from different segments may vary along several attributes. Now, see what will be variations: variations in the quantity, variations in the response time willing to tolerate, then variety of the products now they needed, service levels required, price of the product. So these will be variations where there will be which will create uncertainty. So quantity of the product now they needed in each lot. मतलब if suppose now you are ये normally होता है, if you see the फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्रीज, तो आपने देखा होगा कि ये फार्मास्यूटिकल शॉप्स कैसे ऑर्डर देते हैं, और इवन हॉस्पिटल्स व्हिच आर हैविंग बिग medical stores now how they give order. So it is not certain that now इतना order इनसे आएगा. So every day now there this agents of these distributors now they visit these shops, and every day or every 2 days now whatever they have decided agreed upon, so accordingly they will give and then they will take the order. So the quantity is not fixed every day, and so there is very high quantity uncertainty. Response time, as I said that now you want now within 1 day, you want now the very urgent deliveries. then variety of the products now they needed, then service levels required, price of the product. Now the in case of some industries now the, as example we have discussed that agriculture industries where price is now the very fluctuating. It is not static, and so this is also uncertain about that. And desired rate of now the innovation now the in the product now the means it is like how frequent now the you it is related to the lead times, how frequent now the you will be changing your product. And so this will be this uncertainty will create the situation for emergency orders now the or the construction orders are the predefined orders. And so this implied demand uncertainty now is the uncertainty exists now due to the portion of demand that the supply chain is required to meet. So because of any uh, uncertain reason, whatever demand uncertainty is generated now, that is called as a implied demand uncertainty. For example, a firm supplying only emergency orders for a product will face a higher implied demand uncertainty than a firm supplying some specific same product now with the long lead times. Like yes, now the in long lead times now the you will be having even if there is uncertainty and lead times are more, then you will be having flexible sufficient time for sustaining this uncertainty of the demand. Now, I think this is what now you can read this. I'll not be going to details into that. So this I think we have. Yeah, okay. Now, these are some of the aspects or some of the domains now where we can see that how this demand uncertainty is variable across different segments. Now, if you take the example of now the salt industry, then you'll see that now there is very predictable supply and demand, isn't it? मतलब salt का demand variation होता है तो भी every person has decided the specific amount of salt रिक्वायर्ड, मतलब कितना वेरिएशन होता है आपके घर में भी साल्ट कंजम्पशन कितना वेरी होता है. ऐसे नहीं होता है कि आज डेली सपोज आपको एक 30 ग्राम्स का सॉल्ट लगता है तो एक दिन आपको एकदम हाफ केजी लग गया और 1 केजी लग गया और आज उतना लग गया, कल एकदम 4 केजी लग गया. तो इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. So this is very predictable. So the supply and demand is very predictable, very certain, uh, and this will help for a very great strategic fit, isn't it? Do you agree or not? So this will where there is certainty, then strategic fit will be very smooth, very efficient, and it will be very easy also. If you go to existing automobile now the model now it is predictable supply and uncertain demand or uncertain supply, and predictable demand or somewhat uncertain supply and demand. So this is a complex. Now this is a combination of predictable supply and uncertain demand. Means there will be uncertainty in demand. जैसे कि अभी भी recent अपने example देखा about the Hyundai. No, isn't it? I don't know whether it is true or false, whatever it is. But if you see that in news also, you might have seen that. So it is affecting. So lot of uncertainty has created because of some political issues now which happened in Pakistan. So demand in India has affected. So supply has affected. Orders are affected. And their total supply chain is disturbed because of that. So the supply uh, uh, is certain, but the demand is uncertain now in this case. And if you take the example of now the like communication devices, now it is highly uncertain supply and demand. What is reason about the communication device now? What do you think? Why it is now the very highly uncertain? Yes, why this segment or why this industry is very highly uncertain? Hmm?
Sir, which industry?
Uh, I think what is that? This mobile industry, communication device industry. Do you agree that first of all now it is uncertain? Yes. Yes, it is, yes, Nurati. It is because of the innovation, and it is also because of the variations in demand. But but this is what is the specific reason? So what it is causing? Actually, these things are causing for the shorter lead times and shorter life cycles. So life cycles of these mobiles are very short now. As we have seen that now, the आज कोई market में आप launch करते हो product, तो that product will be having a life of about 6 months. A product life हमने देखा था कि product life is how long now you can attract the demand for that product, that we have defined as a product life. And so product life of these products now is very short, and because of that now there is very high uncertainty. Yes, now there is continuous now the improvements, and competition now they have reduced. Yes, definitely. That is what now this product life is less, and product life is less. Because of that now you should have very short lead times. मतलब आपके प्रोडक्ट का लाइफ ही सपोज 6 मंथ्स का है, तो उसमें आप लीड टाइम कितना रखोगे, आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग टाइम कितना रखोगे, साइकिल प्रोडक्शन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन टाइम कितना रखोगे. So that all things now they will make now these supply chains now the very uncertain. And so this is example now which can give us now this some idea about the various aspects of industries now where strategies will be different, and then strategic fit will be varying. So if you consider in case of salt industry, strategic fit will be very easy, or we may not give much attention as far as now the strategic fit is concerned. You need not change strategies now frequently. But if you go to the communication devices, then your strategic fit will be very dynamic. So you will need to have very great attention as far as the managing of the strategic fit is supplied. And your strategic fit also will be very as I said, it will be dynamic. Now you need to change strategies now every time. So supply chain responsiveness now the okay. Okay. Now these were 2 points now which we were discussing upon. One was a responsiveness, and another part now that we were talking about was the efficiency of the supply chains. Actually, these two things now the causes the implied demand uncertainty. One thing is now the what is the responsiveness, and another one is now the what is the efficiency. And if you see both of these, then the impact of responsiveness is more as compared to that of the efficiency of the supply chains. As we have seen that the marketing trends are changing over last few mm, years, or we can say during last decades. The responsiveness now the expectations now the of the consumers have increased, and because of that, that the supply chains now they supply chains now they have to change. And these are the reasons why responsiveness now the is included. Responsiveness includes supply chain's ability to respond to wide ranges of now the quantities demanded. मतलब बहुत सारी कितनी क्वांटिटी है, मतलब लोगों को बहुत लगता है कि ये वैरायटी चाहिए, वो वैरायटी चाहिए. So many variations. So if you go to automobile sector, automobile segment, then apparel segment, electronic segment, or even mechanical industries, then a lot of variety is required. So because people or customer does not accept what is available, but they expect what they expect. And as you know that the expectations or the likings now they change from person to person, then the variety will be too large. And so uh, it requires now the higher responsiveness. They need short lead times. Now the लोगों को भी time बहुत कम चाहिए. Handle large variety of the products. Then build high innovative products. मतलब every time now you need now is something new. And so that is why now you see that now without also requirement, technical requirement, now the people customer will purchase now because it is innovative. मतलब आपने अभी देखा होगा कि बहुत सारे मोबाइल्स है, जैसे फोल्डेबल मोबाइल्स आपको दिख रहे हैं. What is need of that? I think Samsung has launched these models, right? So this is just innovative, something different, and then people will like this. Now the as he during last now the decades, industry has observed a very drastic change in the in the customer segment, customer expectations. मतलब customer expectations भी cannot face. मतलब if you think about your expectations now, maybe 2 साल पहले की आपकी जो expectation थी वो आज आपकी expectation नहीं रहेगी, isn't it? It might have changed now a lot. Now this may be because of the availability of the market or changing technologies or availability of the variety of products now into the market, and which has now the lead for the industries to make the availability of the variety of products now into a market, meet a very high service level. This is again industry and handle supply uncertainty. So these are expectations now of the responsiveness. Now this is the responsiveness, now the efficient frontier. Now if you see that, now we see this graph now if you read this graph now definitely you will agree that now if suppose now you require very high responsiveness में हमने देखा कि इसमें what it includes, what responsiveness includes, what are the expectations of responsiveness? Yes, please. What is expected in responsiveness? Now, give me some points. Yes, Shrikant. Shrikant, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, what will you expect as a responsive part of the supply chain?
So, the service should be good. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
the overall
Yes.
experience should be good for the customer in the service.
Okay. Yes, Suraj. Suraj, what else? What do you mean by customer satisfaction? I need some specific.
So the customer gets what it wants basically.
Sorry, customer.
Customer is delivered to what it is promised. Like basically, if you promise to give something in a product,
Yes.
it should be there.
Yes. I need again specific points. Tanmay?
Sir, on-time deliveries.
Yes, on time delivery. Yes, exactly.
Customer क्या
Customer?
Sir,
Yeah. Tanmay, just a minute. Neha, why delay time should be less? Now, what do you mean by that?
So basically, if a customer orders something or the company orders something from the supplier, the time between the delivery and delivering to the customer should be the least. So
You mean to say that customer will be ready to accept the delays?
no, sir.
If you are talking about the
So the day should be less, so the customer should get the product.
no, I'm asking why there should be delay. Means you are saying that now they are ready to accept delays, but delay should be less. Is it like that?
No, sir. I mean, ideally there should be no delay, but if by some circumstance, if there is a delay, it should be less.
Okay. Order accuracy. Yes, no, this is very important. Order accuracy, quick returns, now the shorter order accuracy is very much required now for the responsiveness. Now okay, you have got the concept. So okay. So see, whenever now we are now talking about the responsiveness and cost, if you compare that now, if you require now all these responsiveness, so whatever now we have discussed now here that these are the responsiveness and what is expected. Actually, this is expectation of customer. And in short now मैंने कल आपको बोला था कि what customer expects everything. उसको हर चीज चाहिए. मतलब suppose if your cost is now the 100 today, वो आपको बार्गेन करेंगे. आपने वो देखा होगा कि जब मंडी में आप जाते हैं तो there is very high fluctuations. तो suppose आज प्याज का भाव 80 रुपए चल रहा है तो people will say that अरे इतना महंगा क्यों बेच रहे हैं. अभी कल suppose 70 हो गया तो बोलेंगे कि अरे नहीं कम कर दो. अभी ये 20 रुपए पे आ गया तो भी वो बोलते हैं नहीं कम करके दे दो. 10 रुपए में आ गया तो भी बोलेंगे अरे कम करके दे दो. Means customer has not decided that now at what price. Now the customer has decided that now I have to again negotiate. So what what customer expects. Customer को everything they require everything. They उनको हर चीज चाहिए. मतलब आप उनको लॉस में भी बेच रहे तो they will say that no, again इसमें भी कम करके दे दो, isn't it? So customer requires no the everything, and to satisfy that everything, then the cost will be very high, isn't it? Now the everything आपको provide करना है तो उसकी cost तो high रहेगी. And so while deciding the strategic fit, now you should have a match between these two things. अभी suppose cost low होगी तो क्या होगा, responsiveness कम होगा. मतलब कम cost है तो variety ज्यादा नहीं मिलेगी, flexibility नहीं रहेगी, delivery time ज्यादा रहेगा, then आपको बाकी आफ्टर सेल्स सर्विस ज्यादा नहीं रहेगी, and so many things now they will be there. So this is the frontier for cost responsiveness, now the efficiencies or cost responsiveness efficient, now the frontier it is called. So this way now it moves. And so these are the comparison of now the efficient and responsiveness. Now these are the prime the factors now which will give us now some better and detailed idea about the difference between the efficient and responsiveness supply chain. Primary goal of efficient is the lowest cost, and the responsiveness, now it is not much concerned about the cost primarily. Yes, it is concerned, but it is not a primary concern. Primary concern is QK response, means everything हमको बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए, so that is the responsiveness. Then product design strategy, mini product, now the minimum product cost now in case of efficient, and moderately modularity now to allow now the postponement. So this is expected now the in the responsiveness responsive supply chains as far as now the product design strategy is concerned. Then pricing strategy, now the low margins now the in case of efficient, and higher margins now the are possible in case of responsiveness. Manufacturing strategy, higher utilization in case of efficient supply chains, and capacity flexibility now is in the responsiveness, because यहाँ पे flexibility बहुत रहती है because of the varied customer expectations. Inventory strategies, now they are minimum inventory and minimum inventory cost. Now the buffer inventory is expected and is required now the rather in case of responsive supply chain. Lead time strategy is reduced but not at expense of the greater cost, and aggressively reduce even the costs now they are significant in case of responsive. मतलब यहाँ पे lead time आपको कम करना ही है in responsive supply chains, because customer don't want to wait for the deliveries. Then supplier relation strategies are cost and low quality, and in case of responsiveness now you will expect speed, flexibility, and quality of the products. Then transportation strategy, then great reliance on low cost now the modes, and in case of now the responsive, greater reliance on the responsive modes now the rather than the cost. So if you see the parameters now which we have considered under efficient supply chain and responsive supply chains, we will see that now the most of the things now the inefficient supply chain are related to cost, while in responsiveness now we are looking for the services. Now what are services now we are now offering to that. Now these are the some examples of the industry-wise examples now of the responsiveness spectrum of the supply chain. Now if you go to the highly efficient now the supply chains, now you will see that now the integrated textile mills, where production scheduled weeks or months in advance with little variety now or flexibility. So if you see the textile mills now where majority or large productions are done now, as in case of if you consider the apparel industry or textile industry, especially of the Asian countries, like as we have discussed now the last time, that this may be maybe in Bangladesh or India, where cheap production costs now they help for the production of the large number of the products, moderate cost or low cost the products are manufactured here. So you will see that now they are very highly efficient, because of that now as we have discussed now the earlier, the apparel industry also has now shifted to these countries. Or if we even go to the electronic industries, then you will see that now the Samsung is now the manufacturing many of this is in Cambodia and Taiwan. Do you agree, isn't it? So this is because of the highly efficient of the manufacturing systems, and in order to achieve the efficiencies of these supply chains, now this is required. In fact, now this is very complex. Means there is no any segregation line between efficiency and supply chain. So I do not mean that the responsive supply chains does not need to reduce cost. Yes, cost reduction is every day required for every industry, because it is directly going to add the profit of the organizations. आजकल जो मैंने बताया कि it is not the way to increase the MRPs and increase your profits. ये दिन अब आज ऐसे business नहीं चलता है. So you have to reduce your costs and increase your profit margins. Now then if you see the somewhat efficient supply chains or local apparels, and there's a given example of now all these European brands now which make their products now for local market requirement, local customer requirement. Now these products are manufactured in Europe itself, near to market, because in this case actually lead times are very less and variety expectations now are large, and so in that case now you have to go for the somewhat not the efficient but more towards the responsiveness supply chain. Then this is the most automotive production is delivery of large now the variety of now the products in couple of weeks. So this is somewhat responsiveness, and highly responsive supply chains only if you see the big bazaar. So production schedule now the weeks or months now the in advance with the little variety or flexibility. So if you go to big bazaar, you go there, you see a lot of variety available, you pick up the material and come back. So this is very highly efficient now the responsive chain. And in order to achieving strategic fit, third and final stage in achieving strategic fit is to ensure that what the supply chain does particularly well is consistent with the targeted customers' needs and the uncertainty of the supply chain. So this is what is required. So in order to achieve the strategic fit, we have to see the changing demands, and accordingly we have to change the supply chains strategies. Now this is what now the is uncertainty responsiveness map. Now you just see on x-axis now there is a certain, this is certain demand, this is implied uncertainty spectrum, and this is uncertain demand. So uncertainty is increasing on right side. So as you go right on the x-axis, your uncertainty will increase, and this is the responsiveness spectrum where responsiveness is high as you go above on y-axis, and this will be efficient only as you go below to the on y-axis. So what could be, how could be this graph? Can you just think and let me know? How could be this graph? This is less uncertainty or certainty, more certainty. This is high uncertainty. This is high responsiveness. Yes, are you getting my question? How should
So it
this
is
graph
inversely proportional, right?
inversely proportional? Yes, it is inversely proportional, but how can I plot a graph here?
So for certain demand, it will be more responsive.
For certain demand, yes, there will be
It will be
more.
like asymptotic to the y-axis and then coming asymptotic to the x-axis.
Sorry.
It will go from top of y-axis to like then go hyperbolic and then along x-axis will not intersect exactly.
Okay. See, if you think, yes, it is. See, in fact, what happens now? When there is very high certainty, a very high uncertainty, your supply chains are very efficient, and so there is very close bond between the certainty and efficiency. So if you plot the graph now, it will start from this point. So this is the beginning of the graph. So if suppose now there is zero uncertainty, means there will be highest efficiency, isn't it? Are you getting? So this is the point. One point will be here. where there is very less uncertainty, so very high efficiency. मतलब everything is certain. तो your प्रोडक्शन लॉट्स आर कांस्टेंट, आपके सप्लायर्स कांस्टेंट है, आपका शेड्यूल कांस्टेंट है, देन आपका ट्रांसपोर्टेशन मोड इज कांस्टेंट, एवरीथिंग इज फिक्स. मतलब आपको जाके सिर्फ बैठना है एंड देन आपको जस्ट चलाना है. सो दिस इज वेरी एफिशिएंट. जैसे कि आपका रेलवेज है, तो रेलवे में देयर इज वेरी सर्टेनिटी अबाउट द रनिंग ऑफ द ट्रेन्स इज कंसर्न. उसका टाइम शेड्यूल है, वो टाइम पे आपको ट्रेन स्टार्ट करना है, बुकिंग होता रहेगा, पीपल विल कम, दे विल सिट एंड उसके रूट पे है जो वहां से लेके जाना है. So there is very high certainty and very efficient that supply chain. But what happens now? We see as your uncertainty increases, then in that case now the need for the match between the uncertainty and responsiveness now also increases. So if the responsiveness increases, the responsiveness now creates uncertainty. Do you agree with me? The responsiveness creates uncertainty. Uncertainty क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस बढ़ रहा है. मतलब वाई पीपल आर एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट नहीं, मुझे आज ही चाहिए प्रोडक्ट, मुझे उनके डिमांड्स, लाइकिंग्स आर चेंजिंग वेरी फास्ट. They need now the lot of variety. So they need to return the products now if they don't like. And so because of this requirements of the responsiveness, now your uncertainty is also increasing. And so the strategic now the fit zone of this uncertainty and responsiveness is like this. So it is starting from this point and it is now going to like this. So as your uncertainty is increasing, your requirement of responsiveness also increases. Are you getting what I'm saying? Do you agree with me or not? If you don't agree, please let me know, because this is a bit confusing as you have given some different answers. So this is what is expected. मतलब when certainty is there, it is efficient. मतलब आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Everything is certain. So you have fixed strategies, you have fixed production plans, and everything is now the constant. So need not to change it. But as your uncertainty is increasing, then you need to be more responsiveness, or rather now if your responsiveness increasing, your uncertainty will proportionally increase. More the responsiveness, मतलब हर चीज आप कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, डिलीवरी टाइम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, वैरायटी कंसिडर कर रहे हैं. एंड यूजुअली दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन केस ऑफ एनी आइडियल सप्लाई चेन वेयर एवरीथिंग इज considered, but it increases the uncertainty. And so this is the zone of strategic fit as far as this strategic fit is concerned. Now then, this is the uncertainty responsiveness. The greater the implied uncertainty, the more responsive the supply chain should be. That is what now I wanted to explain now here, that now your requirement of responsiveness will be causing the implied demand uncertainty. Companies should move their now the competitive strategy and resulting implied uncertainty and supply chain strategy towards the zone of strategic fit. So what should we do? As I say that now there is no any exact match, or there is no any company now where very highest responsiveness now is required. Or it is also not possible to achieve the highest responsiveness. Everything, whatever customer demands, everything you cannot satisfy. And so in that case now we have to try to move towards the zone of strategic fit. मतलब suppose now if there is a certainty and आपके cost now यहाँ पे कहीं है, आपके responsiveness now suppose is more and which is affecting cost, then you can make you should make these now the supply chains now the more and more efficient. So this is what is the exact fit or ideal fit now between different strategies. यहाँ पे आपको पता चलेगा ये product development strategy है, ये supply chain and operation strategy है, this is marketing strategy, and this is the corporate company strategy. Actually, corporate company strategy decides on all these strategies. So see the matches. So it should exact match. मतलब ये तो कम ज्यादा हो रही है, but you need to change your competitive strategies according to the strategies of other domains, and then this strategic fit will be very good strategic fit, which will be or which can be fulfilled on the basis of IT, finance, and human resources, whatever you have. So this is the perfect match between the strategic the fit of of the organization. These are other issues now the affecting strategic fit, effect of multiple products, multiple customer segments, and product life cycle on the strategic fit. Now, because for each product, the uncertainty will vary based on the product or the group of the products. So in that case now, the strategic fit now the again will become complex, or it will need to reconsider the strategic now the fits now the for that specific segments. Okay, I think this okay, this we have discussed now. You can just now the read this multiple products and cycles. Okay, as far as now the product life cycles are concerned, now this is okay. Now see how demand uncertainty varies as far as the product life cycle is concerned. Now you see that now if you see the product life cycle or demand cycle, now at the initial stage, now there is very high uncertainty. Or if you see the product life cycle, then we will I think we have seen one product life cycle of any product. So it can be yes, it is like this. So this is your product life cycle. So actually some product now whenever you launch into the market, now it starts now gaining its demand now in this way. It goes to the peak, and then it can start slow down immediately, or it will sustain for some time and then it will start declining. So now if you consider the different segments of this product life cycle, you will see that now in this period now it is very high certain, very great uncertainty you will observe now in this initial period. आपके distribution network, then inventory management and receiving the products, and then even getting the demand. So this will not be very certain. You also don't know that now how long now this line of the graph now they will take you. So it may drop somewhere here, so it may drop here, or it may go now this like this, or this time may be extended now for any time. So at initial stage now of any product life, there will be very high demand uncertainty whenever now you launch a new product. So demand is uncertain and supply may be unpredictable. Then margins now they are often high, and time is crucial now for gaining the sales. So initially now whenever products are launched, the margins are high, or even the costs are high, or the products now can give you some better results. And product availability is now crucial to capturing the market, and cost is now often a secondary consideration now in case of now the initial stages now of the new product launches. As the product now becomes now the commodity product now in the life cycle, the demand and supply characteristics changes. At this stage, the demand becomes more certain and supply is predictable, and margins are lower, and price becomes a significant factor in customer choice. So margins are lower means now you can reduce the price now later way, or this is the one way in which now this product life cycles or product lives can be extended. As we have seen that now as an engineer, what is your role? ये product launch हो गया. Now the role of now any manager now rather than engineer, I will say that it is to keep these demands on higher level. और if it is now it is stagnated, then this ये आपको खींचना है, ये ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा चलना चाहिए. So that what will happen now as we have seen that now इसकी demand कम हो गई, तो see यहाँ पे हमने new product launch किया है. Actually, whenever we launch a product, this is not a costly affair. So you need to spend a lot of resources in that, and so this can be avoided, or this can be prolonged. You can prolong it now by prolonging the demand for the product for a longer time. So that is what now is expected now by the managers, and managers has to do that. And so this can be giving price discounts and like this. But changing strategies or competitive strategies now they may be different. जैसे हमने यहाँ पे बोला था कि margins now the in initial time are high. Somebody may give you some launch in discounts. So this is also possible now by keeping these margins low at initial level. This can be can be possible now for different industries, and many industries do also this type of product launching methodology. The product now as product matures, the corresponding supply chain strategy should in general move from being responsiveness to being efficient. मतलब जैसे ही product mature होगा तो आपकी supply chains will be efficient. In order to expanding the strategic scope, now we have to see the intra-company, operation scope, then intra-company, intra-functional scope, and for the minimized levels. See, this is what are the different scopes of strategic fit now across the supply chain. Here you see suppliers, here you see customers. Now here is a competitive strategy, here is a product development strategy, here is supply chain strategy, and here is a marketing strategy. If you see the strategic now the fit between at the lowest level is supply chain strategy. So there should be fit between the supply chain. This is the intra-company, intra-operational at a distributor level, and this is intra-company, intra-functional now at distributor level. So your strategic fit now within the company, between the distributor and your unit now they should match. If you go to expand at again only distributor level, then you will see here that now this is the intra-company, intra-functional distributor strategic fit. So this is between the intercompany means you are now doing the strategic fit between the different companies, and here you have to also consider the competitive strategy, product development strategy, supply chain strategy, and marketing strategy. And last one is now the intercompany, interfunctional means all strategies across the globe. Considering your competitors and your manufacturers, now they should fit. So that is what everything about the strategic fit about the supply chain. Yes, please. Any doubts till now? Okay. No?
So can you please upload these PPTs on Classroom?
Yeah. Actually, I have not finished it, so I'll upload. I'll just give you that Sunil Chopra copy, so you can start referring that. As soon as now we finish this, then I will upload this. Okay, Karthik.
Present, sir.
Yes. Okay. Shrikant.
Yes, sir.
Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Manish.
Yes, sir.
Rakesh.
Present, sir.
Sarthak.
Yes, sir.
Gurpreet.
Yes, sir.
Abhishek.
Yes, sir.
Vedant. Amar.
Yes, sir.
Mohammad Ansari.
Yes, sir.
Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Harshal.
Yes, sir.
Then Siddesh.
Yes, sir.
Javir Singh.
Yes, sir.
Mrutyunjay. Ravi.
Present, sir.
Kapul.
Yes, sir.
Sagar.
Yes, sir.
Katesh.
Yes, sir.
Suraj.
Yes, sir.
Ritik. Jayant.
Yes, sir.
Shubham. Arnav.
Present, sir.
Atharva is there.
Present,
Shreyas.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Lok.
Present, sir.
Jay Londe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ajit. Maru.
Yes.
Monil.
Present, sir.
Harsh.
Yes, sir.
Adesh.
Yes, sir.
Tanmay.
Yes, sir.
Rahul.
Yes, sir.
Chaitanya.
Present, sir.
Rahil.
Yes, sir.
Ayush. Also, Arbaz,
Yes, sir.
also is there?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Arbaz, Rajiv, Ravi, Ryan, Ritvik,
Yes, sir.
Sagar,
Yes, sir.
Shant, Sanat,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sarvesh,
Yes, sir.
Parwan,
Yes, sir.
Gufran,
Yes, sir.
Aniket,
Yes, sir.
Bhushan,
Yes, sir.
Tejas,
Yes, sir.
Abhishek, Manas,
Yes, sir.
Arun, Yash.
So Varun present.
Yeah, I'll mark. Yash is there. Arya,
Yes, sir.
Omkar,
Yes, sir. Yes.
P. Hemant Kumar,
Yes, sir.
Deopriya,
Present, sir.
Sarvari,
Present, sir.
Anjali,
Yes, sir.
Kaveri,
Present, sir.
E.
Present, sir.
Arya,
Yes, sir.
Prajakta,
Present, sir.
Nisha, Neha.
Present, sir.
Both are there. Amisha is there. Okay, Neha is there. Anushka,
Present, sir.
Neha Kode,
Present, sir.
okay. Anushka is there, no?
Yes, sir.
Harshada,
Yes, sir.
Priti,
Present, sir.
Puti,
Yes, sir.
Sakshi,
Yes, sir.
Saloni,
Present.
Mugdha,
Yes, sir.
Srushti,
Yes, sir.
Rahul, Pratik.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rahul is not there. Pratik is there. Yash, Sarang,